game of the week. This is something Dub and I love to do. This week, we have a matchup from the best division in football. Surprisingly, the NFC North. I don't think a lot of folks would have foresaw that the Vikings would be as good as they are right now. Vikings are damn good. They're rolling. They're playing great football with Sam Darnold at the helm of all quarterbacks. Who would have predicted that? I don't know. I think Dub gave them some credit, put them at number 2 in the division. I didn't think it would happen, but here we are. We got the Detroit Lions. We already know what Dan Campbell has done to that locker room and the winning culture that he's created, and these guys were one play away from the Super Bowl last season. So they're matching up this week. Couple stats to run through, and I'm going to talk about who I think will win this game. So when you look defensively, both of these teams are really good at defending the rush. You got Minnesota, who's number 2 in the league, only giving up 67 yards a game. Detroit, number 3 in the league, only giving up 83 yards a game on the ground. But somehow both of these teams struggle with defending the pass. Minnesota is third to last in the league, giving up over 263 yards a game. Detroit is fifth to last in the league, giving up 246 yards a game. Now, when we look at offensively, the Detroit Lions a lot better than the Minnesota Vikings. Detroit Lions averaging 416 yards a game. That's good to be third in the league. Minnesota Vikings only 323 yards a game, outside of the top 10. So this is going to be a matchup between two great defenses and one great offense and another offense that always seems to find a way with Justin Jefferson and the likes of Jordan Addison on that offense. Not to mention, the Vikings made a sneaky good trade in terms of bringing Cam Akers, who had a pretty decent first quarter of the season, filling in for Joe Mixon while he was hurt, coming over to the Vikings to take some of those snaps at the running back position. So, Dub, I gave you the facts. Tell me who you think will win this game and why.
Man, this is a tough one. I think it's time for Minnesota to take a L. I think it's that point in the season where it just happens. You can't be perfect for too long. I think it's going to be somewhat of a competitive game, but I don't think that the Vikings have faced a team that is as balanced as Detroit thus far in the season. They can kill you in the air. They can kill you on the ground. The defense is hard nosed.
You don't think the 49ers are almost as balanced as the Lions?
No. The 49ers have been riddled with injuries. Like, if they were 100% healthy, I can make that argument for sure.
For sure.
Defense is going to be playing with a lot of passion, just due to the injury of Hutchinson.
Mm-hmm.
Wishing him a speedy recovery. I broke my leg before. I know how it feels, and it's a very grueling recovery, but he'll be back better than ever. But I'm going to have to go with the Lions, man. Score 35-28.
For sure. Okay, I like that. I'm gonna have to agree with you. I think the Lions win this football game. To your point, I think they're going to be inspired by losing their brother on the field. Aiden Hutchinson is likely done for the season, out 4 to 6 months, so he won't be back this season. They got to do it for Aiden. To your point, the Vikings they're undefeated. Everything has been falling in place. A lot of the teams that they've played have not been as big of a threat in the passing game as what Detroit is going to be. When you look at Jamison Williams, Amon-Ra St. Brown, all of the weapons that they have, Laporta coming off of the tight end, and not to mention the two-headed monster in that backfield in Montgomery and my boy Gibbs. I think it's going to be very difficult for Minnesota to continue to score with Detroit. As good as their defense is, they might stop the run early, but at some point, I think Detroit is going to wear down this defense. I think it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I say the score will probably be, 37-30, 34 in favor of the Lions winning this game. But either way, it's going to be very exciting. Definitely take the over if you're into that sort of thing. I think the over will hit, but I got to go with the Detroit Lions, and I think the Detroit Lions will win this division. I don't think the Minnesota Vikings will fall off tremendously. They'll lose a couple games. It's the NFL. I don't think any team is going undefeated. However, I think the Detroit Lions have exactly what they need to win this division and wrap it up and go to a Super Bowl. I believe that's what's going to happen this year. Like I said, a player too short last year against the San Francisco 49ers. I think this is the year we see the Detroit Lions in the Super Bowl.